Hey Gemini, happy birthday to the June Geminis, the Geminis that are born in June. We're going to connect here and see what's coming up here for love and romance. We're finally getting into love and romance. Once a month I do a love reading. That's what this is here. And then every week I do a weekly forecast where we talk about everything other than love. And then every single day I do a daily message. So I'm a busy little bee here on this channel. Feel free to check out the other videos. We're going to see what's coming up here for love and romance for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Now, obviously, these are general readings. Not every single message is going to resonate. Take what does, leave what doesn't. You may need a private reading. Let's get right on into it, my dears. So the first card coming up here is the Two of Cups. Well, isn't that a lovely way to kick off a love and romance reading? Two of Cups is very healthy relationship. Two of Cups is true love. Two of Cups is soulmate love. I oftentimes see Two of Cups coming up where it's like, it's a situation where giver meets giver, finally. So, Gemini, this is the kind of person who's coming in with something to offer. This isn't somebody who's just coming in to take. And unfortunately, when we're giving people, when we're generous people, we attract people who like to take. But Two of Cups energy is both of you are invested. Both of you are committed to the relationship. Both of you are showing up. Both of you are thinking, well, what does my person need today? What can I do for my person today? So it's a very healthy love. It's a very, like the kind of love of somebody who's like building you up, right? And it's the cups, so we know there's emotion involved. Gemini, I feel some of you are feeling like in the past, in your past relationships, you were getting caught up or you were getting impressed by the wrong things, or you were like, well, that person sure was spending a lot of time with me. They were like, you know, texting me, blowing up my phone all day long. I thought they were really into me, or oh, they were really generous financially. But then you get to know, or you begin to realize, wow, this person's heart's not really into this. And so like some of you, maybe we're measuring somebody's level of interest or measuring how much somebody was into you by like how generous they were being or how much they were talking to you. And then you're like, oh, the person who was spending all the money was just being really like show-offy, or they just thought that they could just spend money and not make any effort in the relationship. It was just their way to like, buy license to do whatever they want. Or the person that was messaging you, blowing up your phone all day, turned out to be super clingy, or like whatever it might be. You might be starting to see where you're measuring somebody's involvement, somebody's commitment by their actions that are not like just one thing. Like you're looking at the whole. And so I feel a lot of you are in a relationship right now, or you're going to be in a relationship soon with somebody who's showing up, right? This isn't somebody who's just gonna drop a bunch of money on you and think that they can do whatever they want and treat you like crap, because they spend a lot of money on you. Or they're not just constantly clingy and needy and making you feel guilty if you need a break, or making you feel guilty if you need some time to yourself, or like it's not codependency. It's not like a superficial relationship for social media. Like this is real connection, real love. Like the heart is in it here with the Two of Cups. And some of you have been specifically wanting to like be with a soulmate. You're like, do I have a soulmate? Am I ever going to have a soulmate relationship? Two of Cups is definitely soulmate energy, right? This is someone that you have a strong spiritual connection with as well. The next card that's coming up here for you all Geminis is the Page of Wands. Some of you could be dealing with a younger fire sign person. So younger fire sign, it could also be you, okay? Fire sign people are going to be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But it can also just be somebody with the characteristics of the Page of Wands. It doesn't always have to be a fire sign person coming into the situation. A lot of the times the Page of Wands comes up for me because this could be somebody that's very much like a muse, somebody who's inspiring you, somebody who's like exciting and spontaneous, and they're just like this beautiful little butterfly, and you're just like, oh, I wanna go be with that person. I wanna like live in the moment. And so for some of you, it could be somebody who's coming in and inspiring you, or like getting you back into your zeal for life and adventure. For some of you, you may be that Page of Wands for somebody else. Somebody might be very taken by you, very inspired by you. There could definitely be sometimes like a muse energy with the Page of Wands. There is a little bit of a warning, okay, to have Two of Cups come in with the Page of Wands. Some of you are very, 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 very like taken by this person. And because the Two of Cups can also sometimes be reconciliation, some of you have someone who's showing up with actions. Like they're like, look, Gemini, I screwed up, I messed up, you're the one I want to be with. And so they're coming in and they're showing you actions. And so the Page of Wands might be like, oh my gosh, well, here it is. They're making an effort, and you may be really tempted to dive in head first. Page of Wands always comes in to say, don't dive in head first. Those of you where this is a sense of adventure, a sense of excitement, somebody that's kind of like making you feel young and alive, don't lose your head in the situation. Don't let this person lead you too far out of your comfort zone. Like, somebody has to be the logical one. Somebody has to be the reasonable one. With the Two of Cups and the Page of Wands, passion and emotion could potentially get the best of you. And that doesn't mean that this is a bad person. That doesn't mean that this is a bad situation. It just might be where you're really tempted to rush into something that is not going to be so great, because then there's going to be miscommunication and misunderstanding. Sometimes it's better to have the foundation down. Some of you are really tempted, you're so excited about this connection or so excited about this reconciliation, you're tempted to just start building the house and you haven't laid down a foundation yet. And then you might find yourself having to start all over again because you didn't lay down a foundation. So try not to get swept away. Like, that's the feeling and the vibe I get with the Two of Cups coming in with the Page of Wands. The next card coming up here for you all is the Nine of Wands, right? So again, try not to get too caught up. Try not to get too swept up here in the whole passion, in the whole rush of energy coming in here. Nine of Wands also says don't get too discouraged, because you're almost there, right? You're almost there. You're almost at 10. Like, there's maybe a few more things that need to be talked about. There's a few more details that need to be put into place so that you can have a successful relationship. As I said, it doesn't mean that this is a bad person, or that, it's Two of Cups at the foundation is very good. It's very promising. There's love here. There's affection here. There's a soulmate connection here. But Nine of Wands is like, you're almost there. You're almost there. You're almost done. You're almost complete. Allow yourself to be thorough here. And Nine of Wands can sometimes tell us, pay attention. Pay attention to things that you think might be issues later, or pay attention to things that you think, oh, well, this boundary is going to come up later, and talk about those things now. Don't wait until later. Don't wait until, the new car smell is wearing off and now you're bickering and arguing and having to get all this stuff resolved or figured out. It's kind of like just making sure, I keep saying the same thing because I keep hearing the same thing, just making sure you have a good foundation in place, right? Gemini, you know what you need. This isn't your first rodeo. You know what you need. So the Nine of Wands is saying, trust that, trust in your experience, You know it's going to get old after a while. You know it's going to get annoying after a while. These are things that need to be discussed now. It's not going to take away from the passion. It's not going to take away from the excitement or the adventure. I just feel like some of you are so excited to move ahead with this relationship that there's a lot of things you're just tempted to kind of just sweep under the rug because you're like, I don't want to kill the vibe. I don't want to kill the moment. It's not going to kill the vibe. It's not going to kill the moment. It's better to say something now when it's nice and tiny before it gets blown up into like a big aggravated situation because you've let it slide so many times. Okay? Some of you are a little bit scared about letting in this person and you're like, Amethyst, yes, like this person is definitely sweeping me off my feet, but I'm just so scared to trust them. I'm so scared to let them in. Nine of Wands says you can let somebody in, but you can also do it with an air of caution. Every single one of these wands is someone that came up to this poor guy and challenged him and tried to take him out. And he fought them off and he won every single battle. He's not without injury. He's got this bandage here around his head. We know he got hurt, but he's still alert. He's still standing. He's still got a lot of fight left in him. And every single one of those battles gave him experience and gave him a new tool. So you don't have to be scared to give anybody a chance. As long as you're paying attention to any like red flags, you're allowing your experience to lead you, to direct you, to guide you, you're going to know if something is weird. You're going to know if something is off. Because there's absolutely positively nothing new under the sun that anybody can come at you with. You've seen every lie. You've seen every manipulation. You've seen every dirty little trick. Nobody can come at you with anything. You're good. You have that experience. So you don't have to be scared that, what if I give this person a chance and then I get sucked into a 10-year long karmic situation. Those are the worst. Believe me, I know those are the worst. But you have enough experience now that you'll be able to recognize that. You'll be able to know within a few minutes sometimes, or within a couple of dates or a couple of conversations, you'll be like, you know what? Nope, I know these red flags well. I know these signs well. I'm going to pass on this one. And you don't get your heart broken. Or, better yet, you have a few conversations, you have a few dates, and you're like, wow, this person's really checking out. I'm going to continue getting to know them, right? I'm seeing a lot of green lights here. I'm seeing a lot of green flags. I'm not seeing red flags. You allow your experience to guide you because you've had the painful lessons. You've had the karmics. You know what to look out for. And as long as you're paying attention, you're not going to waste your time. You're not going to waste your, you're not going to put yourself in a situation to get heartbroken again. Because you're not going to go immediately handing over your heart. You're going to let the person check out. And then you're going to say, okay, here you are. Here's my heart. The next card coming up here for you all is the Five of Cups. So, this is not a bad thing. I know it seems like it might be. Sorry, I've got a glitter tattoo here. A Scorpio glitter tattoo. I'll talk about it in the dailies. But with the Five of Cups here, remember how I said, like, easy does it? Easy does it. This is why I said easy does it. Because some of you are so tempted to just run and jump in head first. And then the sobering moment comes. Then we realize, okay, we still have certain things here to work out. We still have a certain dynamic that needs to be worked out. We still have certain boundaries that need to be enforced. Again, it doesn't mean this is a bad person. I don't see anything here that tells me that you're dealing with a toxic person, but rather it's that whole expectation versus reality. It's the rose-colored glasses. We're so excited. We're so enthusiastic. We go jumping in, and then we realize, oh my gosh, oh, the water's freezing. Maybe I wasn't ready to jump in, right? And some of you might say, well, no, that's the only way I want to do it, okay? But I feel like the Five of Cups is just coming up here to say, pace yourself. Because some of you are so excited about the changes someone is making when they show up, or you're so excited about this soulmate connection that you're jumping into it without thinking. And then the reality comes in and you're like, oh, okay, there's some things here we need to figure out. And so again, it's not a doomed relationship, it's not a bad relationship, but we want to avoid that disappointment. Another way that the Five of Cups is coming up for some of you, you're so overwhelmed by the emotion, and you're so overwhelmed by how much you like this person, that you're tempted to numb yourself. Sometimes the Five of Cups comes up when we don't want to feel, and we're looking for ways to escape our emotions. And so self-medicating can come in many different ways. It can be alcohol, it can be the use of different substances, it can be shopping, gambling, food, physical intimacy, partying, video games, doing house chores, burying yourself into your work, working out. There's 1,000 ways that people might self-medicate or try to numb themselves or not deal with their feelings. And the solution for you is the same as the other scenario, and that is simply to just pace yourself. When you find yourself getting overwhelmed, you can take a little bit of a break. When you find yourself, some of you maybe have a tendency to obsess, and believe me, as a Scorpio, I can relate. Okay, I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm not saying it in a judgmental way. Some of us have the tendency to obsess. And if you're somebody who has like ADHD, or if you're a neurodivergent person, or if you're on that spectrum at all, that can even be even more so, right? Because now you have a fixation, now you have like this interest, and you might ruminate and ruminate and ruminate. And that intensifies the feelings even more, right? And it gets even more intense and you get very overwhelmed. Again, all you need to do is just take a little bit of a break. Step away, okay? Maybe take a nap, meditate, pray, listen to music, take a bath, watch some TV, read a book, do something creative. But whatever you do, try to resist the temptation to close off your heart. Try to resist the temptation to go back to shutting yourself down. Because so many of you have worked so hard to get to this point now and to manifest this relationship. It would be a shame to get overwhelmed and then sabotage yourself again. So just pace yourself. Whether your heart is wide open and you're like, yes, I want to do this, I'm ready, or you're like really overwhelmed with how much you like this person. Wherever you are on that spectrum, pace yourself with this love. Pace yourself with this person. It looks good, okay? But you don't need to chase it. It's not something where you need to panic and feel like you got to hurry up and do this now. Pace yourself and take your time. There's no rush here. Take your time with this person. Let this love mature. Let it grow. Let it take root. There's no need to hurry it along. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign. If this is none of those, sometimes those might resonate more, like your Venus or your moon sign might resonate more than your sun sign. You may want to check out the weekly forecast if you want messages other than love and romance. If you want to check out private readings, there's a link in the description that will take you to the private reading page where you can schedule a private reading with me. And don't forget to check out the daily messages on the channel as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care, or month I should say, if I don't see you in the weeklies or dailies. Have a fabulous June. Take care and be well, my darlings.